cheesy animation to open the video. Striving for originality even though Mario Galaxy top 10 lists have existed since 2007.
Hello everybody.
Not the optimal way to greet the viewer.
I needed to make 4 pages of notes before I could get to writing this script.
What do the numbers in your notes mean anyway? How hard the levels are? If so, on what scale?
You guys better love and share this video.
There's never been an option to love a YouTube video. And even if there was, what would loves mean anyway? As a YouTuber myself, the only reason I pay attention to likes and comments and stuff is to gauge exactly what my viewers think of my videos, not for bragging rights. I for one don't want to be accused of gaming the system, so I'm calling that 2 sins.
I'm done attempting to advertise because you guys aren't even listening anyway.
You got it all wrong. Your top 10 intros actually need as much filler as you can stuff into them without giving the viewers that when is the list going to start feeling. What was the point of warping your voice for that part?
Be prepared for a lot of purple coin stars in this countdown, but I'm sure you're already expecting that.
Nope, I was only expecting 1 or 2 purple coin missions.
In trees, on little tiny stumps that are impossible to get. Oh hey! First try, hola!
Unnecessary Spanglish. Also, what does hola even mean in this context? If it means hello like it should the way you said it, then it makes no sense. You probably meant to say ole, which by definition is a cry of approval, joy, etc. I'm not sure what hola does instead, so until I get some clarification, I'm calling it a sin.
Like this one tucked into the corner. Who is going to think of looking there?
Me?
When I first got this star, I was dumbfounded. I couldn't figure out what to do.
Let's get this straight once and for all so we can avoid any further confusion. By got this star, you mean started the mission for the first time. You can't complete the level first try and then totally forget about those cups.
Did you guys get stumped at this part, or am I just a fucking idiot?
Not just an idiot. A fucking idiot.
That's easier said than done, because ice enemies...
They're blue lava bubbles. They're not made of ice.
I attempted this. I failed.
How many times you attempted this, we'll never know.
The coins are spread wider than Sasha Grey for crying out loud.
That's also 2 sins at once because it's sexist for one, and I don't get why you picked on Sasha Grey.
Thankfully, it doesn't take as long as the Bubble Bowl purple coins.
Actually, it does. It takes a lot longer. Also, that's Beach Bowl. You made a SpongeBob reference and expected me to not notice.
I know you guys saw this star coming.
Nope.
The logic in why I'm doing this star makes no sense.
By this point, you should have learned to accept the lack of logic in Mario games.
I don't think it's as hard as it's made out to be.
Then why'd you put it this high on the list?
That's why this star is so high on the list, because in my opinion, it just isn't that hard.
Maybe for future reference, make a guideline on what you mean by high on the list or low on the list. For me, high on the list would tend towards number 1, which makes sense considering number 1 is commonly referred to as the top spot. That said, I cannot figure out the logic that would justify your definition of high on the list apparently tending towards number 10 in this case. It's confusing. I don't like confusing.
The section with the thwomp is one that has to be planned out.
Spoiling this now for anyone who still hasn't beaten this level.
You either play the game's way or hit the highway.
It lost its meaning now that it doesn't rhyme.
The worst part of this star is that half of the coins have to be collected in the freaking water!
That's okay, Mario controls better underwater in this game than he ever has, or ever will.
I'm fine with collecting, what, 5? But this is madness!
That meme died years ago. No one will ever forgive you for that.
I do have to applaud the developers for some of these coin placements. I truly felt like I was playing a hard level from Super Mario 64, getting some of these coins.
You went from ranting about the level's boring nature to gloating about playing a Mario 64 throwback faster than I can finish a sentence.
Located in the garden at Melty Molten Galaxy for the upteenth time.
You've only been there twice thus far. Also, is this number 4 or we decided to go back to number 10? I know, editing failed, but still.
Half of them aren't that challenging to get, but the other half is why this star is number 4 on my list.
I think you only meant to pick on 10 coins.
Collecting them that way is easy. It's avoiding the lava that's difficult.
From blaming the coins for being so hard to collect to blaming the lava for being so hard to avoid.
I'm gonna have to, complete the level like this.
No problem. Also, you're going the wrong way. The star was up that precarious stone section with the geysers.
Located in the garden and on Melty Molten Galaxy.
As if the garden and the Melty Molten Galaxy are 2 completely different things with no connection whatsoever.
This is the one and only Daredevil star on this list.
What? No sign of Bouldergeist? No ghost ship? What kind of acid were you on to think those 2 were not that hard?
You screwed up? You want that checkpoint? Yeah, you want that checkpoint, don't you? Yeah, you want that? I got it, but guess what? You ain't getting it!
Angry video game nerd ripoff.
And the shocker of the day! Luigi's Purple Coins is not number 1 on my list.
I'm not shocked.
Generally, most people find this star to be the hardest star in the game.
Actually, you're thinking of Lava Spire. You know, that one star you just talked about?
I spent so much time trying to beat this star that I managed to get really good at it, and now I can complete it on my first or second try, no problem.
That would be a better reason to put it way lower on your list.
This list is heavily based off of playing through the stars on the first try, so don't think that this was the only reason I didn't make this star number 1.
I honestly cannot comprehend what you're trying to say here.
Keep watching, my little minions.
Despicable Me, starring Nathaniel Bandy.
And now, the number one hardest Super Mario Galaxy star is...
Okay, now the warped voice is starting to creep me out.
One goddamn motherfucking piece of poo finger-licking minute.
No fucking problem. Also, you picked on this star based on the timer alone.
This star is number one on the list because of the amount of time we were given to complete it.
Also, you didn't even consider Purple Coin Beach Dash in Galaxy 2, which had a time limit of 35 seconds. That's nearly twice as fast as Bone Pin. But I guess you're just super good with Dash Pepper Yoshi's super sharp turns or something like that.
You don't have to collect every single coin, but that doesn't make this star any easier.
Pencil that into your Encyclopedia Dramatica page.
If you are going fast on a pull star and even barely touch one of these bones, you will be flung off path and will likely lose precious seconds.
There's still enough time to make up for those lost precious seconds.
There is very little room to mess up.
You have the whole Bone Pen to work with. Is that not enough room?
2 seconds. 2 seconds! This is a common time, guys! My record is beating this in maybe 5 seconds.
You mean to say you got the star with 5 seconds left, so you really beat it and you know what, forget it. Also, getting the star with 5 seconds on the clock seems even more common to me than with 2 seconds. The game's 10 years old now, and plenty of gamers are now way too good at it to the point where they can collect all 149 purple coins in under a minute. Yes, I counted 149 coins, no matter what Billboard says.
There have been plenty of times where I will play this star, get my 100 coins, and the star will be really far away from me, but I only have 3 seconds on the clock, which means I end up missing the star, and then I have to try all over again.
And yet it looks like playing for your top 10, this star also took you 1 try to get. That said, I'm starting to think your whole list is based on your perspective as a 14-year-old playing Galaxy for the first time right after it came out. This star apparently gave you nightmares as a young teen, and now it's paying the price for it no matter how good you've gotten since then. Ouch. My condolences.
If you guys are still subscribed next year, expect the top 10 of Mario Galaxy 2 next summer.
Leaving many of us to hope you'll still make more top 10 lists until then. Also, you're still making your Galaxy 2 top 10 even if I'm not subscribed, right? Right?